So in yesterday's video, we sort of spoke about how Zane is changing for the better, and the writers have acknowledged what the show had been doing to Zane, flanderizing his character for the last couple of years. Master's Ninjago really characterized Zane very well, from being what he thought was a human to finding out he was a robot in the first season. And then in season 2, he sort of just started using his robotics, and same in season 3, figuring out who he really was all those seasons. Season 4, he had become the titanium ninja, and in that season, he had to figure out who he was, and he did very well. In season 5, they used a bit of he's a robot sort of mechanic to show the viewers what Zane is and will now be. Zane is a ninjroid, a robot, yes, but he is very much human as the rest of the characters, especially seen in Cloud Kingdom when they are even writing his destiny. In season 6, we don't really need to talk about that because he was perfectly written, and besides, Jigsaw stuff and him getting trapped in a gym blade, pretty silly, but still, Zane was done beautifully. Day of the Departed, you can see Zane's human side still, lighting a lantern for his father. In season 7, they did use him as a robot, but that I don't really think was as flanderizing as future seasons. In seasons 8, 9, and 10, Zane was written as one of the greatest characters. Yes, he might have got killed off once in the Oni trilogy, but they didn't keep repeating it. And it was only done once, and I think it was done in a perfect way. I know you couldn't do this with any other ninja, but this was a perfect way to sort of show Pixel Samurai X. Zane doesn't need Pixel in his head. This opened up a lot of gateways and storylines, which perfectly nailed a lot of explanations, a lot of new ideas. Sorry for the crow in the background if you can hear it. But sort of just added a lot more interest into Zane's character. Going past that in season 11, I get the Ice Emperor story. That made perfect sense. In season 12, he did not need to be the analyst at a robot. Couldn't go into Prime, but he didn't need that to be his full-on arc. I do like Detective Zane's storyline, but it wasn't something massively needing to be shoved down my throat. Season 13 really nailed his character. The Island nailed his character. He was very more smart. He was actually the smartest he's been since Master of Spinjitzu. Same in season Seabound. I just don't like that pirate. I think that gag was done once. I don't think it really needed to be done in the season. They weren't being pirates. Skybound would have made more sense for that, but it was happening in possession, which is perfectly fine. Crystallized did mess up his character here and there. There was some good moments. There was some really bad moments, like the return of the Ice Emperor, but we don't talk about that. And that's where it's been nailed on the coffin, that they keep using him as a robot. Now, people definitely want to see the Ice Emperor story. I'm a huge fan of Zane. I love Zane. And I didn't really want him to be the Ice Emperor, but he was. But I'm fine with it, and I like the idea. I love the concept of it. But the question here is, why didn't they ever resolve it? Well, they did in a book. But now Zane is being treated like a robot for the last couple of seasons. He is not a robot. He's a humanized robot. That's what an android is. The whole fact of what the writers are now doing with Zane in that episode where Kai and Zane in both sort of get character arcs in there, Zane on Zane Day is basically arcing himself by the end of the episode. Have I changed into a formless robot? Basically, he hasn't. And the writers are pushing that factor and telling us Zane will not be that character, and I love how Ninjago threw that into an episode. The writers know what they're doing, and this is not the only season where we're going to see Zane as Zane. We're going to see more of him. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to keep saying it. Zane really just popped out of nowhere for the whole of part 2 of Dragon's Rising. So the more I get of that, the more I'm going to be super happy about it. He popped up in Sora's Lost Battle when Sora was very distressed, and Zane was like, hey. And Sora was like, what? So more of this Zane is funny, comic. He's really comical, but just him being himself again is really good. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm sorry if this felt like a rant. Zane is my favorite character. I need to get this off my chest. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.